Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of my vlog, Road to WBFF. I'm Taryn. Who am I and why should you watch this series? Well, I'm an online coach who specializes in helping everyday people achieve their best self. And you should definitely be watching this series because I want to show you that the parallels between comp prep and someone trying to lose a few kilos or 20 kilos or 50 kilos are actually the same. The principles of fat loss still apply whether your end result is getting on stage or just wanting to fit into a certain pair of jeans that you used to fit into. By watching this series, I want you to become a little bit more educated, a little bit more inspired, and I guess show you what a fat loss journey is like, even for me. It's not always glamorous. It's not always easy. And by watching this series, maybe you'll take away, some tips for next time you're on a fat loss journey, or maybe just to make everyday life a little bit easier for you. So I really hope that you continue to watch the series, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about where I'm at to date. So 12 weeks out, what is that? What does it mean? So I'm going to get on stage in Sydney at the WBFF August show, 6th of August in Sydney it will be. WBFF is a federation that I competed in for the first time last year and on the Gold Coast in April, and I came second in the fitness division. So I took some time off and had an excellent off season. I'm super pumped to get back up on stage and show what I've been working really hard on. Seeing the most recent April show on the Gold Coast, the girls were phenomenal. The fitness category, my category, both in short class and tall class. I'm tall. I'm not tall, but I'm in the tall class. I'm classed as tall for the show. The girls were fantastic. So, some excellent physiques up there that kind of make me a little bit nervous, but I guess if you're not nervous, then you don't want it bad enough. So here we are, and I'm at 12 weeks out, which means I've actually been dieting for 8 weeks. Tammy Sarkozy, my coach, and I decided that a 20-week prep was going to be what would get me to where I needed to be perfectly. That would give us a little bit of buffer for any things that could go wrong, any sickness, which I got. I actually had COVID in this last 8 weeks. And I think it was important for me to show you guys that, 20 weeks is actually a fucking long time. And some people diet for longer than that. But, I really love promoting that life is here to be lived. And I think breaking fat loss into phases is so important. And for me, I had an excellent off season where I increased we reverse dieted. I increased my calories to the highest they'd ever been. I actually weighed the heaviest I'd ever been, all in the plan to build more muscle in that off season. So there was a reason for it. You come out of dieting, we want to have a reverse diet to repair your metabolic adaptation that's happened when you were dieting. Then we want to, well, in my case, we want to build muscle. So with that means surplus, which is I'm in a calorie surplus, eating more than what my body needs to maintain weight. Therefore, I'm going to put on weight, fat and muscle. Now, I think I probably put on a tiny little bit too much fat than what we wanted, but the plan with 20 weeks was that Tammy knew what it would take for me to get a stage lean. She's worked with me before, so she knows what my body looks like at that particular point in time. So the 20 weeks gave us the buffer that we needed in case something should go wrong. So, you approach the first couple of weeks, I guess, of dieting with fun. It's kind of exciting. For me, food's never a challenge in my life. I have always had a really great relationship with food, life, training, and training comes naturally for me, whereas food is the part that, because I don't normally have to worry about it and I generally make quite good choices, as well as a nice balance of having fun, when I have to diet, that's the part that I love, that is the real challenge for me, because it's the part that allows me to still express myself with my food, because I love food, but get the results that I want at the end of the day. So, you know, there is that nice first 4 weeks of dieting where it's kind of interesting and fun, then the grind kind of kicks in. So at week 6 of dieting is when I got COVID. Yep, that's right. Yep. So week 6, I got COVID. In that time, Tammy hadn't dropped my calories. So for the first 6 weeks, I did some HIIT cardio sessions at the end of my weight sessions. So they were weighted based HIIT sessions, or they were sprints on off, fartlek training, things like that on the, you know, rower or bike. So higher intensity bursts of cardio, so to speak. And I was really enjoying them. I felt fit, I felt strong, and then COVID hit. So my results were in line with exactly where we wanted them to be. You know, you're grinding away, 6 weeks, feeling great, and then COVID hit. So I spent that week virtually doing nothing. I think I walked out on day 7, because technically you can't before that. But aside from that, a lot of those days, especially the first 3 or 4, I was lucky to do 1,000 to 2,000 steps. So in that time, to mitigate any halts in my progress, Tammy dropped my calories, asshole, which sucked actually, because it was really tough for me. I still had an appetite. I didn't lose my appetite or sense of taste or smell. So yeah, I really actually struggled that week with that, because all I wanted was comfort food. So anyway, that's part and parcel of it. I managed through that okay. And then coming on the outside of COVID, you know, Tammy knew that my body wouldn't be up for the HIIT cardio. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been doing my sessions, then a steady state cardio, meaning just, you know, a nice, easy 7 out of 10 level cardio where it's not crazy, it's just ticking over, and it's a set period of time. Again, that was going really good until we've had a bucket load of rain this week. So, well, probably 12 bucket loads really, to be honest, but we had a lot of rain. And so that was where, for me, I couldn't just go out and get a nice walk to get my 12,000 steps in, plus any cardio, plus my gym session, you know. Things were just shit, to be honest. So I messaged Tammy and I said, are you cool if I just do some skipping instead to get those equivalent steps in? That way I could still go to the gym, do my cardio, if it was a prescribed cardio day, do my workout, and then come home and do work, but get in my skipping where needed. Because from a time efficient perspective, I just can't then turn around and go back to the gym to get cardio done if it's not as easy to throw my hat on and joggers on and go for a walk outside, which I couldn't do when it was raining. So how that rolled, some of you would have seen me skipping in my lounge room, which, you know, I've actually really thoroughly enjoyed, besides having really fucking sore calf muscles for a couple of days after the first day I did it. But from a time efficiency perspective, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Why am I not doing this? So anyway, that's my chat to have with Tammy, and I'll let you know in the next vlog if that's something I continue to do, because from efficiency perspective, if I can jump in and do 15 minutes of skipping versus an hour walk, I'd much prefer to do that. Anyway, so stay tuned for that one. I think the other really big thing with this first 8 weeks is noticing your weight changes. So for me, today I hopped on the scales at the lightest weight thus far. So from when I started, I've lost 5 kilos. So in 8 weeks, I've lost 5 kilos. That's a pretty high rate of fat loss. And I feel really good. So I was at a point in my off season where I felt yucky. My clothes didn't fit. I joked that I was Kmart sponsored because I had to go and just buy all new clothes in summer, and I didn't want to spend lots of money, and Kmart was brilliant for that. And now I'm at a point where I feel really good. I fit into my clothes nicely. I'm starting to feel amazing. I've also lost 10 centimeters from my waist, which is massive. But you know what's really interesting with that is I have only had people noticing since coming back from COVID. So in the last 2 weeks, and maybe the week off of people not seeing me, I've had a lot of people say, oh my God, you're looking amazing. Now, although I don't do this for other people to notice, except the judges on stage, but you know, you can grind so hard. I was working so hard those first 6 weeks. The scales were dropping, the weight was dropping. I see myself every day, and then no one else was commenting. And I was like, okay, well, all right, maybe the scales are lying, or maybe my measurements are lying. You know, even the photos weren't kind of showing too much for a little while there. And I think for me, the takeaway with that, and to give you guys that little bit of insight, is that keep going. You know, having other people notice is absolutely excellent, but sometimes people don't know whether to say something. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Is it good weight loss? Is it bad weight loss? What, you know, so as much as that gratification from other people is amazing, make sure you're taking your measurements, make sure you're taking your photos. The proof is in the pudding. And if you just keep going, people will eventually notice, right? And that's my biggest thing from this last 8 weeks, was for the first 6 weeks, I was like, well, no one else is fucking noticing. What's the point of this? But I think if you can stay the course, stay on track, you've got your data there, which is telling you, you know, good or bad, or you're on track, you're off track, whatever it is, that's all you need. So there you have it, guys. My summary of my first 8 weeks in the road to WBFF. Episode 1, 12 weeks out. Thank you so much for watching. I've tried to keep it short and sweet so that you don't have to worry about listening to me waffle on. But if there's anything that you want to hear about or see or know about, then please shoot me a message on Instagram. Probably the easiest way for me to see your messages and for us to communicate. Make sure you subscribe to these videos, because it would be so cool for you to continue following the journey on. Next week is 11 weeks out. Holy hell, yeah, it's getting scary. And I think I start posing with Tammy this week. There's a few other things that'll be happening which I'll share with you. And yeah, I hope you continue to enjoy the journey. Thanks for watching.